The ocean is the planet's greatest cooling system, a massive engine that breathes in our excess carbon. But deep within its gears, a silent intruder is causing the machinery to fail.
For eons, the biological pump has worked perfectly. Organic matter sinks from the surface, locking carbon away in the deep sea for thousands of years. It is Earth's ultimate carbon vault.
But recent discoveries have revealed a terrifying what-if. Microplastics are now infiltrating this process, physically altering the very particles that regulate our climate. Microplastics are lightweight and buoyant. When they bind to marine snow, they act like tiny life jackets, slowing the descent of carbon, or even stopping it entirely. If the carbon can't sink, it stays in the upper ocean. The water becomes saturated, unable to absorb any more CO2 from the atmosphere. The ocean's breath begins to falter.
Tiny organisms called zooplankton, the drivers of this pump, are now consuming these plastics. Their waste, which should be the primary vehicle for carbon transport, is becoming too light to sink.
What if the pump stops completely? Without this carbon transfer, atmospheric CO2 levels would skyrocket. We aren't just looking at more plastic in the water, we're looking at an accelerated climate collapse.
The deep sea, once a thriving carbon graveyard, would become a stagnant desert. The delicate balance of nutrients that sustains global fisheries would vanish as the vertical flow of energy breaks down.
Estimates suggest that microplastics could reduce the ocean's carbon sequestration efficiency by up to 15%. In a world already on the brink, that 15% is the difference between stability and chaos. Even the chemistry changes. As microplastics degrade, they release leachates that might further inhibit the growth of carbon-absorbing phytoplankton, a double-edged sword of our own making. If we reach the tipping point where the ocean becomes a carbon source rather than a sink, the what-if becomes a when. The sabotage of the biological pump is a global emergency hidden in a micro-scale world. We are just beginning to understand how our waste is rewiring the planet's chemistry. To save the climate, we must first save the cycle. The clock is ticking, one microparticle at a time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.